Megan, a 23-year-old waitress, had been struggling through a particularly chaotic shift at the Sierra Grill, a modest restaurant in Carmel by the Sea, California. The lunch rush had been overwhelming, filled with complaints from customers about undercooked steaks, forgotten orders, and split checks. To make matters worse, she had dealt with several rude customers, each of whom left minimal tips, leaving her feeling exhausted and frustrated. When an elderly man entered the restaurant and took a seat, Megan barely looked up, assuming he was just another customer who would order something cheap and leave her with nothing more than a small tip. With a sigh of resignation, she was reluctantly assigned to his table. The man, dressed in a well-worn Stetson, faded jeans, and a flannel shirt, seemed unremarkable, and Megan's attitude toward him was dismissive. She served him a burger with little care, rolling her eyes at his politeness and responding with impatience, thinking he was just another customer who didn't care much about his service. However, as she spent a bit more time in the restaurant, she couldn't help but notice the man's calm demeanor. Unlike the others, he didn't complain or rush her, and his composed nature stood out in the chaos of the lunch rush. Despite his patience and quiet confidence, Megan remained uninterested, snarkily commenting on his appearance, thinking he resembled someone from an old Western movie. When she handed him his check, she barely paid attention to his comment about how every interaction was an opportunity to make a positive impact. Megan, still irritated from her long shift, didn't think much of it. After he left, she was completely unaware of the man's identity until the restaurant manager, Carol, hurried out from the back office and greeted him with a surprising amount of respect. The man was Clint Eastwood, the owner of the Sierra Grill. Shocked and mortified, Megan realized she had not just been rude to a regular customer but to the person who owned the restaurant where she worked. The next day, Megan returned to work with a heavy heart, anticipating that Clint Eastwood might have informed Carol about her behavior, which could cost her the job she so desperately needed. Her anxiety was palpable, and she tried to make extra efforts to be polite and attentive to every customer, fearing the worst. Then, unexpectedly, Clint Eastwood came back to the restaurant. He didn't reprimand her but instead took a more subtle approach, offering her a life lesson that would change her perspective. He asked her about her job, gently pointed out her tense demeanor, and shared his thoughts about how every person's behavior reflects their character, especially during difficult moments. His calm, non-judgmental attitude left a deep impression on Megan, and she realized that she had been missing the opportunity to show kindness and patience in her everyday interactions. Megan took Clint's advice to heart, and over the following weeks, she made a conscious effort to improve her attitude and interactions with customers. Instead of reacting with frustration or impatience, she embraced kindness and patience. When a mother spilled soda across her table, Megan didn't roll her eyes but instead assured her that accidents happen and cleaned the mess without complaint. She patiently repeated the specials for an elderly couple, taking the time to ensure they understood and even offering personal recommendations. Though the changes seemed small, they had a profound impact on both her and the customers she served. Megan found that treating others with respect and care not only made the customers' experiences better but also made her feel better about herself. Her efforts didn't go unnoticed. Carol, the manager, praised Megan for the positive change in her attitude, even noting that one customer had left a comment card specifically commending her service. This recognition, coupled with her own growing sense of accomplishment, boosted Megan's confidence. For the first time, Megan felt that her job had meaning beyond just paying the bills. It had become a place for personal growth and connection, where she could practice the lessons she had learned and see the tangible results of her improved demeanor. As Megan continued to embrace kindness, she understood more deeply that every interaction, no matter how small, had the potential to shape who she was and how she impacted others. Through Clint Eastwood's unexpected visit and his insightful words, Megan discovered that change doesn't always come in grand gestures but often in the quiet moments when we choose to be better. The restaurant, once just a place where she worked to make ends meet, became a space where she could grow, learn, and make a difference in the lives of others. Her journey wasn't just about becoming a better waitress, it was about becoming a better person, someone who valued kindness and took the opportunity to improve every day. And it all started with a simple yet profound lesson from the man she had unknowingly insulted, who had quietly changed her outlook on life. In the end, Megan learned that the smallest interactions, the ones that often go unnoticed, can have the biggest impact. Each moment offers an opportunity for growth, kindness, and change. And through Clint Eastwood's wisdom, Megan discovered that sometimes the most profound lessons come when we least expect them, leaving a lasting mark on who we are and who we can become.